further ado, I would like to turn the microphone over to Vanessa.
Hey, elephant in the room. I was very late. I got very lost. Yes. Thank you.
She wasn't very late. She's here.
But I'm here. Thank you, Marilyn. That was really beautiful. To clarify, just so you know, entrepreneurial think tank. It's no longer entrepreneurial think tank for moms. It's now entrepreneurial think tank for women. Because through the years we were approached by, well, what if I don't have children and I want to be a part of your organization? So we opened it. We felt that opening it up to women, I mean, mothers are women, right? Made more sense. And from there, yes, Staten Island is in conversation. New York is in conversation. We're launching in Ohio next month, Michigan soon. So it's really growing steadily and rapidly. And my business partner who's here with me today, Lynette Barbieri, who's there in the back, and several of our group members are here today, which is really exciting. It's always, that's the kind of organization that it is. We are here to encourage and support one another. It's interesting that when I do these talks, especially taking into account Marilyn's theme for today is we need to stand up before we can lean in. When I have these talks, it usually happens on a Thursday where I get to use the Throwback Thursday hashtag because my story really begins at the age of 5 years old. And I'm going to get a bit dramatic, but as dramatic as I'm going to get, I'm going to overcome it quite as quickly because that's how my life has been. At the age of 5, I was sexually abused. I was sexually abused by a neighbor that my mother told me to be very leery of. And as 5-year-olds would have it, my son, who happens to turn 4 today, you know, curious as I was, I wandered into the neighbor's yard and the unthinkable happened. When you're abused, your life takes on a new form of what ifs. Those dreams and those passions that I had as a little young girl were really not as bright and as colorful as they were as I began to grow up and become a woman. It was really, really difficult to stand up back then until I realized that I wouldn't be sitting here today in front of you had it not been for the grace of God. That's the truth. In my journey, I discovered 5 steps, which is what my talk is supposed to be about today. 5 steps to fabulous, choices for living beautifully inside and out. And those are the steps that I took to really embrace the person that I was, make peace with that, and look forward to the person that I knew that I could become. The first step that I took was to build a community of chicas. And if you follow me on social media, a lot of the girls here call me a chica. The acronym, as you mentioned, stands for Caring Hermosa, which in Spanish, because I'm originally from the Dominican Republic, means beautiful, inspiring women living with a can-do attitude. And that morphed into what ETT Women has become today. My business partner and I, we call each other our work wives. It is incredibly necessary to get ahead. To stand up, you can't do it by yourself. So we rely on each other. They were rooting right behind me, just as lost as I was to get here today, which was really interesting because we all got lost together, but we made it. But that really was the first step that I took to build a community, to create a support system. The second step that I took was to really start taking care of my health and my body, both from the outside and from within. That involved a lot of personal development, a lot of reading. For those of you who pray, meditate, that has a lot to do with my daily practices. And to work out, to exercise. Because while I was dealing with the repercussions of abuse as I grew up, depression became one of my best friends. And through therapy and through living life and through understanding that exercise actually creates, endorphins that actually alleviate stress and help you deal with whatever the day may throw at you. It's when I realized that exercise was not just helpful, but it was quite necessary for me to really face each day as it came. The third step that I took was my faith. And whether you believe in God, a tree, my husband believes in a tree, which is really interesting, in the universe, a rock, whatever it may be, you have to live by the defined values and belief system that you have for yourself. I was raised in a very Catholic, very close-minded environment, as we say, Latin American, very religious. As I got older and more mature and understood the reality of what faith was, the universe, that the force that may be, and its power, I embraced it in my own way, and I interpreted that in my own way, and I use it to support me to this day on a daily basis. It is God. I call it God. Again, you may call it whatever you feel speaks to you, but again, I can't deny that that's what has gotten me to where I am today. The fourth step that I took was self-care, and there are no children here, right? So I can let my potty mouth be. It's not allowing other people's shit become your shit. That's actually one of the chapters in my book. You can't allow other people's drama become your own. I carried the weight of what a sick man had done to me, and for a very long time, I felt that it was my fault, that it was my doing. When I came to understand that I could no longer allow that to control the person that I would become now, I let it go, and I take everything in strides on a daily basis. You know, it's interesting, Lynette and I, we have conversations on a daily basis, and you said before, let it go. It's one of our, we sing it to each other over the phone, let it go, because it really is. You cannot allow the external drama to become your own and internalize it, because it just affects everything that you do. The fifth step that I took in the process was generosity, experiencing the beauty of giving back. Marilyn said that I was a social entrepreneur, and really what that is that everything that I'm involved with has a giving back component. I'm always looking for ways, whether it's through something that I do personally, whether it's something that we do through ETT Women, even through Bella. Any work that we do has to be connected to an organization that we're either going to become better from or leave better off because we were there and we connected with that community. The reality is that in order for you to stand up and lean in, you have to own your story. You have to own your past to look forward to the future. And what I know for myself today is that I'm here today in front of you as the voice of a survivor who is no longer a victim. And if I can give one person in this room the hope to continue to look forward to the life that they could have, despite of what happened to them, then I've done my piece, because that's my intention and the work that I continue to do today. It's a iffy subject. It's a topic that not a lot of people want to discuss, but with the help of the men upstairs, I've become that voice, and I have no shame in allowing people to see that you can overcome that, and you can really become whatever you wish to be. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope that it was of service to you.